Well, okay.
It's meme time. It's meme time. Show meme.
For my meme.
Meme, yes. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so if I need describing it, it's a camera person setting up a shot. You see the shot, and then you see what it takes to get the shot, and it's a man on top of another man. So it's filmmaking. We've all been there. Mm-hmm. We've all been in awkward positions with our actors to get a shot. I appreciated this one. Let me show you mine.
For me, okay. So there are 3 Barbies. One of them on day 1 is like, a regular Barbie. And then halfway through the show is like, my hair, like, I have bags under my eyes. And then the third one, the Barbie's like
destroyed.
Yeah. I think for me, this can happen on one day also.
100%. 100%.
Does it have to be
100%.
like...
I just was on set, and at the end of that set, it took me a whole week to recover from it. And now we'll be introducing our new guest for this week, our ray of sunshine,
our beloved cinematographer,
our beloved cinematographer friend, AC, cam op, everything in between. She can do it all. She can cook ponchuquejo for you. I know that word by heart, and I will.
She's Brazilian, if you know.
Yes, yes. So we will be introducing Laisa Santos. Laisa, welcome to Creative Olives.
Thank you.
You are a good friend of both myself and Kelly, and we have worked with you on many occasions. But tell us about your story, how you got into the film industry, where you're from, what you're all about.
Okay.
And if you like olives.
Let's start with I love olives. Especially with the one with peppers inside.
Oh, yeah.
They're so good. I don't know if they're a thing here in the US.
You mean the red pepper?
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, I think in Brazil they're orange, but yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, we have the red ones.
We have red ones.
Yeah.
We use them for dirty martinis a lot.
We use them for eating.
I'm from Brazil. Moved here to LA 5 years. Oh my God, 5 years ago now.
Welcome.
Thank you. Love it. Been here for 5 years. Work as a DP, came up, first AC. There for everything. And photographer needs to.
There you go.
Okay.
Oz and I, we have a friend in common, Camila. Shout out Camila.
Yeah, Camilla's amazing.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's also Brazilian, and she's also an awesome DP. We met at the UCLA. We had a couple classes together, and then she sent me your contact, I think, for like a shoot that you guys were doing it. You contacted me, wasn't available, but like I knew of you.
We went back and forth for like a year.
And you knew of me, but we never really like talked or anything.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it
then
took a year to get to like us to like find a project we were both working, we could work on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yours was the first project.
My project was Gynergy, by the way. That's where we all met.
And then she brought me to the project. I met you. And I was like, this is really cool. Because I really love like the idea. And I was like, this is really cool.
Aww.
And then we all met. And we started.
And we had a blast.
No, I love that. I was going to ask about your sign. I love astrology.
I'm a Capricorn.
And you're a Virgo, right?
I'm a Virgo, yes.
I'm a Libra. We have 2 earth signs.
But a lot of people tell me
No, 3.
I don't.
No, what? Oh,
I'm
you're
an
air.
I'm
You're
air.
air. Yeah. But they say that Virgos and Capricorns get along. Like a lot.
Oh, that's a thing. Yeah.
You don't give me Capricorn vibes.
But everyone tells me that. And it's funny because I'm a double Capricorn. Because my rising is also Capricorn.
See, my rising's Capricorn. So I was told that I act like a Capricorn more than I act like a Virgo.
I like
that's why we're friends.
See? I
know nothing about astrology.
I love astrology. But
I love astrology.
But everyone tells me that I'm not, like that I don't give. Because usually like it's more like cold-hearted, reserved, more serious people. I cry every 2 seconds. I have too much energy. I'm like, ooh.
So tell us a little bit how you started. What made you be like, I'm going to choose this is a profession, your story.
So I always loved photography, specifically like taking photos, and I started like photographing like concerts and events and like just everything, like lifestyle photos, like literally everything. And but I actually wanted to be a chef. I wasn't supposed to be on film. Yeah. I was going to go to culinary school. And then on my last year of high school, I just changed because I thought it was a hobby. I thought taking photo was a hobby. Yeah. I thought it was just like, my God, I love movies and everything. I'm so curious about it. But I thought it was just as a hobby. But yeah, I was supposed to be a chef. And then I changed to film on my senior year. And I was like, no, this is like, I went to film school in Brazil and I was just like, this is what I want to do. Like, I just loved it. But photography was because of my dad. Like, he was the one, like, I bet that like photography can help you somehow. And I really didn't want to do it. I was like, no, I don't want that because I wanted to be a screenwriter.
Oh,
yeah. I know. I wanted to write. And he was like, well, but maybe photography helps. And he kept like, maybe photography helps. And I actually did I did one program, which was like 6 months. And then I was like, oh no, I actually like it a lot. And then I did another one, which was a year. And then I kind of switched. Like, I stopped like writing like scripts. Now I write more like poems and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love such a creative person.
Yeah. I love it. But now, but just for fun. And then I kind of changed to like photography. Kept photographing concerts and all of that. Started like doing more movies, like music videos, mopping, kind of. And then I moved here right after I graduated college. I wasn't supposed to be doing this.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. I would like to give a personal thank you to Laisa's dad. Immigration. But honestly, your dad, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, he has a point. Photography and starting in visuals can help you be a better storyteller down the line, especially like with writing and stuff.
I think you also get like the bigger picture of like, oh, this is how it could look like, you know?
We need more women in the camera department.
Oh
100%.
Yes.
As a producer and director, how grateful I was when I found Adriana. Then she brought
we just had women on But it wasn't like it wasn't like I was like looking for women. It was just kind of like it happened so naturally too. And
but that's the thing, because sometimes it's very difficult to find like more diverse, crew. It's not actually difficult. You should give opportunities to people.
100%.
This department, from all the departments on set, is the most, I don't know, what's the right word? You tell me.
Complicated?
Toxic? Difficult? Yeah, toxic in my opinion.
It's a tough job because it's labeled as a very physical job. Yeah. And it is. It is a physical job. You need to an extent be strong to do certain things. But I think sometimes people look at you and go, well, you're a girl.
And like, we're too tiny, or like I'm tiny, but I have muscle, like I can carry.
That's right.
What do you mean?
Tell them, girl.
There's also like a weird thing that happens too, is like sometimes as a female you'll be operating like a big ass camera, and there's a gaze on you.
Yes.
Where people are like, wow. And you're like, it shouldn't be. Like, you know, like, it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. It's cool that you get to do the camera stuff. And but I want people to be gazing at the screen.
Yeah, not the fact that I can actually carry the camera.
Yeah, so sometimes that can happen. But I'm sure you have stories. It's an interesting...
It is. And like, we were talking about it, because I just got a call sheet for a job tomorrow, and it's like men. Like, which, I mean, I'm used to it. Most of the jobs that I get, like, I think, like, there's one producer which is like a woman, and maybe like makeup and wardrobe. I would say like makeup, wardrobe, sometimes production design, like I think, but that's it.
I was on a set one time where I walked on and the only female was the makeup artist. And funny enough, when I walked on, the AD goes, "Be the makeup artist," and I had like my ditty bag, and like I clearly didn't look like a makeup artist.
Sure, I am. I have my flashlight here, you know, and
my flashlight.
And my flashlight, I think it's gonna work. I think they're the right tools.
No, you're AC. Okay. The makeup artist can pull focus if she wants.
So, what you wanna share about being on set that was, let's say, kind of difficult? But can you describe, if you want to, a little bit how you cope with it, what you learn from it, so fellow female ACs or people that they're marginalized, historically marginalized in these kind of roles in the industry. Maybe they can hear your advice and be like, oh yeah, might be.
Especially somebody who's come to the US, who's not, an American citizen, that's an immigrant that came and trying to live out this dream in LA.
I think like the fact that I'm not from here, I think that's already something that like either people look at you and they already kind of like have a prejudgment of you of like not only because of the English or anything, but they already think like, oh, okay, she's not from here, so maybe she doesn't know what's going on here. You know, like does she know what she's doing? Like, is it? I've encountered that, and then sometimes, very rarely, but sometimes. It's under the like the opposite way where it's like, okay, she's not from here. We can like help her out, but then it doesn't come as like a bad prejudgment. It's more of like oh, let's be more like patient. But at the same time, I'm like, either way, there's a different like treatment. Like I should be treated the same, but there's always something like she's different, you know? And I'm like, well, just the language barrier. Like are they the same?
Especially LA, it's such a diverse. Since I went to film school here, like my graduate degree, I did it here. Everyone was from another country. Like my sets have like people from like 12 different countries. And we had an amazing time.
It's just it can be weird. I think like I'm very fortunate because I think I have more good experiences than bad experience, but I've heard so much from so many like different people. I just think that like if you want to come and you're from like a different country, I think you just like come like prepared to like they will treat you different sometimes. I think don't come naive thinking like, oh, like this is like the American dream or anything. It's a country like every other one, and there's its difficulties like every other one. You will have to work twice as hard, and like. It is what it is. Like you're gonna have to do it, but it's rewarding, you know. And you're gonna meet amazing people that are actually gonna be nice, you know, and that won't like treat you differently, and it's gonna give you like amazing opportunities. I think I'm very lucky. I think we talked about this. Like I've had more good experiences than bad. I think like the bad ones that I had, it was always like related to either my age, or like because I look younger, or that I'm like a girl and I'm like, oh, you need help carrying that, you know?
How do you handle that?
Way better now. I think it comes with age. And I think it comes with experience and age, with wisdom. Way better now. I used to be really like reactive.
Really intense,
because it would drive me. It still does, but now I'm like,
But you know what? That's understandable though. When you have like people prejudge, like they have a prejudice, or they try to, you know, mansplain or whatever.
Oh, so much, so much, like so much. It's a lot.
So what's the best way for you to deal with a situation like that?
The way that I am right now, I don't have the feeling anymore of like, oh, I have to prove that person that I know how to do it. I think I had that before, like someone, you know, would like have the judgment or something because I'm not from here, I'm a girl, my age was the most problematic thing I think like that I've encountered. And I used to be like, okay, you're gonna see like I can do it, like, you know, try to prove it. I don't have that today. I literally don't have that today. I'm like, well, you can think what you can, like what you want, I know I can do it. So you know, like I'm more relaxed on it. I do get very frustrated, like it bothers me a lot, but I'll just do the job, you know. And if the person says anything, I'm like, is that good for you? Do you like that? Is it sharp? I kind of like it enters and it leaves at the same time.
That's
you know. But it took like I've been here for 5 years. It took 5 years.
So do you think part of that is due, because I was very similar to you. I was very intense when I first came into the job because I had something to prove. I wanted to prove I could do the job. But do you feel the confidence in yourself right now, knowing how to do the job, knowing what a set environment is like? Do you think that helped you kind of
for sure
let go some of that nonsense?
For sure, because I'm like, I know that I can do it, and of course I sometimes do have good days and bad days, and I also accepted that if your life is really crazy, it can affect your work, like even when you try to pull it together, it can affect it. And I think before that frustrated me a lot of like, oh, like I can't, like I need to be perfect here and everything. I don't have that anymore. I'm like, well, I'm having a bad time. When I get to work, like I block it, you know, but sometimes like I won't be doing like, oh my God, like 100%, but I'm doing 85, 90. That's good enough. I think I let that pressure go of like having to literally just like, sometimes you can't.
Like, no, sometimes you just have to
like, you know,
especially how fast paced is.
I don't know. I feel like, I don't know if that works for everyone. That's another thing. I don't know. But for me, it works. Like I just accepted like there's good days, there's bad days.
Acceptance also maintains like help you with your self-esteem as a person as well on the job.
Yeah. And instead of being, I think like the more stressed I get, then the more it affects my, like when I'm pulling focus, it's like, oh my God, I know that like I'm not getting it. Then I'm like, oh my God, I need to get it. And then it gets me like more like anxious. No, I'm not like that. I'll just say like, hey, can I get another one? Like, it's not, I don't have that like,
is important. I think there's such a hierarchy in the film industry, right? Where it's like you have above the line, below the line. But the thing is that there is that little bit of fear of like, oh shit, I know because I pulled as well. And like,
when they say pull, they mean pull focus.
Full focus, yes.
When you miss it and you have a famous person in front of you, all of a sudden everybody knows your name.
Exactly.
Like, and it's very, very stressful.
It's very stressful.
Your note on if you are lucky enough to have that relationship with the DP,
exactly,
to be like, can I get another one?
Camera is a thing, especially when you're firsting, because when you're firsting, no one cares about you.
First they sing.
Oh yeah,
first they sing for camera.
Sorry. Yeah. No one cares about you.
Yeah, you don't exist.
And like your job, I'm so sorry, it is meaningless until you fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was gonna say
no. Fucked up.
It is meaningless. No, in a second, like no one notices.
Oh, that's okay.
No, your job is amazing. Please, that's not it. Is that like
hard.
It's so hard. Yeah, but I'm saying that like no one cares that I'm pulling. No one cares about my job until I fuck up. And then it's like, we need more for focus, or something. And I feel like when either the cam op or, the DP, and it's a team player, because I've worked with DPs where like I was alone, it was not a good environment. So when you work with people that like, they're team players, they won't, they'll help you out. They'll be like, oh, we need another camera. My movement wasn't great or something. And it's because of focus, but they play, like, they help you.
Oh, they're being like, we're a team.
We're a team.
Put you on the spot.
It's like everyone.
And if you have like a camera or a DP, like most of the time, like if we're not going to get rehearsal, what you'll do is just for the sake of the AC, you'll be like, this is my final mark.
Yeah.
Get this focus mark.
Yeah.
Get your first focus mark.
And then
we'll figure it out. If we have to go again, we'll go again. Yeah. But I wonder, because, you're transitioning into DPing and you've been camera opping and DPing a lot recently. I feel like for me, at least when I made that transition, first ACing was so instrumental for me because the way I act as a DP on set is the DP I wanted to be working under. As a DP and a cam op, I try so much to show appreciation for that team because of it. And I wonder, do you feel the same way as you've been DPing?
Same. And I feel like also I like to work with people that I like.
Yeah.
Like I will never hire someone just because they're amazing, but they're like not a good person. Or they just act like shit, like an asshole. Yeah. I won't hire you. I'm so sorry. I won't. You can have 6 Oscars under your belt. Like I couldn't care less.
No, I agree.
You need to be a good person, and I don't care what we're doing in your personal lives, unless you're not a serial killer. But I don't care. But you need to be a nice person on set. Like I cannot work with people that like won't be a team player or that you just like always have an attitude and
By the way, AC it's assistant
camera.
Yeah, and you usually work as a first AC and then there's a second AC.
Yes. Second AC. Yeah. So a lot of like indie films that you work, like we've worked on a lot of low budget and a lot of times like you won't necessarily always get a second AC, but the second AC will normally slate.
Slate, like batteries, lenses, like he helps with everything.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But I do have to say on one note, because this is a creative olive, because one of the things about first ACing, right, a lot of people are like, well, you're just pulling focus, right?
Oh my God.
And like, now we do have cameras that can find the eye in a shot and pull focus. But I would argue that being a first AC is creative in a way. And I will bring up a story because Laisa is incredibly talented at pulling focus. There is a reason I work with you a lot. But we were just on a shoot and, we were crunched on time. Yeah. And there was this one shot where we were like, I want you to rack to the gun at the end of the shot. Racking to the gun means like going from focus to the face straight to the gun. Like she did it, so you got it, and everyone behind camera, even me who was operating, who was focusing on like 5 million things, was like, holy shit, that was perfect timing. because you were intuitive. Like you knew when she was going to pull that gun out.
Yeah.
You sensed it in her eyes and you pulled it. And then I hadn't even given you notes. And it works so beautifully. And I'm sitting there going, but it's intuition.
Yeah, it is.
And on one hand, it's my responsibility as a DP to be like, oh yeah, I need you to pull there. But you did it so intuitive. Like it came so naturally that when I was operating, I didn't have to think about it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a creative element of knowing.
Should we move to the next part of the
Yes,
movie?
we can.
This part of the podcast is the one that we talk about a movie, a TV show, a short film, a music video, anything that is like a moving image that the guest is assigning to us. And this week, Laisa assigned us
Inside Out. But the first one.
My first question for you is, why that movie?
So, I love animation in general. Really love it. Love. Even the bad ones, love it.
Really love it.
I just
Which bad one?
I'm curious now.
I mean, I feel like there's so many franchises now where, like, for example, I love Shrek. 1 and 2 are amazing. Do we need a 5th one? We don't. You know, like I love the Minions. Like I think it's so funny. They're bad, but it's so fun. It's so good.
Not the movies. Sorry, Despicable Me.
That's I'm like, do we need a 4th one? Like I was happy with this 2.
Yeah,
like,
I was too.
It's like
listen, DreamWorks.
It's like
cool it.
Yeah. Well, but if
Laisa
you need someone, I'm open to work.
From all the animation.
Yeah.
Why this one?
I think I love when movies are like complex, like when animations are more than just like animations, like to entertain and when they have something more. And Inside Out for me was the first one that I kind of like, that it clicked, that it was everything about like psychology.
Right.
And it was so deep and everything had meanings and like, I'm watching, I'm like, oh my God. So this means that.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite part or a favorite element of the film? I feel so like such a journalist.
I love it.
I mean, I have my questions here, but feel free to interrupt me, Adriana.
So, character-wise, on this, so just talking about the first movie, I love Fear. He is so funny. Like I can't relate, but I love. No,
it's Bill Hader.
Oh my God!
You probably know him from SNL.
Yeah, like I like main characters, but I always like the funny one or the problematic one. Like I always like the one that doesn't have a lot of screen time.
Yeah,
you know that I'm like I wished you like more.
Sometimes they do it.
And I like this Gus too. I can't relate, but love it. Like he's so crazy, but it's so real. Like it's just so real.
You can hear that inner voice.
Yeah, it's like I love it.
Being younger, I think all the emotions might be more raw.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of describing that raw of emotions you have like before puberty.
Yeah. When I was talking like with my friends like about the movie when it came out, they were like, "Your joy," you know.
Yeah.
And like I watched the movie.
I think you're joy.
I sometimes want to kill her, and I'm like,
yeah, I agree.
She's very sweet. Like I love her, but I'm like, we need some fear to be like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
And I don't think
that's
joy.
what she learns, right?
Exactly. I know,
learns.
it's so deep. Like, but I like all of them. Kind of like Sadness too. But she's the best.
Oh, I think the imaginary friend is my favorite.
Really? That's my least
Bing
favorite.
bong. Bing bong.
Bing bong, bing bong,
Bing
bing
bong,
bong.
bing bong.
It was a song and then they go like...
He makes the biggest sacrifice in the movie. I mean,
the thing,
heartbreaking.
That's
he
true.
Kills himself for her.
Yeah.
Thank God because he's boring. I'm sorry.
You thought he was boring?
Yeah, I never understood the imaginary friend concept.
Oh,
I could dive deep in that one for you.
I'm sure you do. Like Adriana is the person who. Yeah. Did you guys have imaginary friends?
Yeah.
Really?
But I had, so in school, like in Brazil, when I don't even know how old I was, but they gave us, there was like this huge like doll, like his name was Mario.
Wait,
doll.
Okay, let's back up a little bit. So okay, explain. You were how old? And you went to school and they gave you a doll.
Yeah, like I was young, but he was a class friend. So each week he would go to.
So wait. There are no other kids and they gave you more. inanimate objects to be your
I think that's really interesting. No, please finish.
And like it was a class friend. His name was Mario. And then each week he would stay in someone's house.
Okay,
I swear,
That could be a horror film.
and then I took him everywhere to the pizza place. I would sit him like I took him everywhere.
Oh, I love that.
So he became my friend, and he stayed with me for 2 weeks instead of 1. I would go to restaurants and ask for like a baby chair and put Mario on the chair.
Oh my god, I love
What's
that.
the purpose of this exercise?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I guess caring for something. Right?
Yeah, and like
Being responsible for
Yeah.
something.
and
They could give you like a stuffed animal? It has to be an inanimate fucking
I guess the
dog?
bigger it was, maybe
it was literally like in my size. Like I would
Yeah.
hold like it was huge.
But why a kid needs to carry
Can you
something?
imagine what it was like for your parents?
They loved it. They were the one asking for the baby chair so we can put him to eat before us.
Imagine, like when everybody else saw, they were looking at you guys and like, what's going on? They should have been like, we're just trying out for the second kid. I'm very concerned about schooling in Brazil now.
Me too.
But what's your question? I had like an imaginary
Mario was
friend.
like your imaginary friend.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You?
I didn't really have an imaginary friend. I used to think I was very quiet as a kid and I was always in my head a lot. And so the voice in my head became sort of my imaginary friend in the sense of who to talk to in moments of, you know how like in your head you have your own voice, right?
Yeah.
Like some people don't actually apparently, but most people can hear their inner thoughts and like talk to themselves. And so what I would do, kind of like in Inside Out, my inner voice sort of became this little character that lived in me, in my head, walking around. I remember, I mean, obviously, as I aged, it transitioned back to just being my inner voice. But I think as a kid, sometimes when you're really lonely, and I had siblings, so I was pretty busy all the time. But whenever I did have those moments of lonely play, or I was all by myself, or I felt fearful in a moment at school, I would talk to my inner voice as if it was a person, just to kind of calm myself down and be like, oh, it's okay.
Wow.
So
And I think I still,
Bop is important.
yeah, being Bob is inside of me.
It's
But I think,
important.
but I think sometimes even as an adult, like if I'm in a stressful moment or if I'm in a fearful moment, I will talk to myself as if I'm talking to that person inside of me.
Oh, wow. That's
Where
a
it's
good
like, you're
coping,
okay, you're gonna be fine, get over yourself. Like sometimes it'd be like, literally, it's like, recently I had to go get the MRI and I
She's
was
okay.
like,
She's okay.
I'm fine. And I like walk in and the first thing I'm like, get over yourself. Just get in there.
That's cute. That's
But
nice.
sometimes
I
you
love
need
that.
that, right?
Yeah, it's that little dialogue. So I feel
Yeah.
like that was probably a form of imaginative.
Mm.
But like
Yeah.
same as you, imaginative play. Like you're playing with your dolls.
I mean, that's
different.
different though.
I mean, is it though? Because you're kind of like bringing them to life in a way.
Yeah.
I've never had imaginary friend, but
Yeah.
you kind of having another entity around you. It's like
Picturing
it's
something.
different to like play with your toys and
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
have an
But I think most kids, when they have imaginary friends, understand that there's nothing there in front of them.
I cannot comprehend if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's fair.
Does this film
Mm-hmm.
taught anything to you about emotions that you didn't know?
I think sometimes it's not that I didn't know, but it's more of like reminding me of that like sadness and happiness they're together. At least for me, I feel like one thing can lead to another.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people suppress sadness, like oh you can't be sad,
Yeah.
like or like if you're sad, like oh you can't cry, or like oh my like like you're good, you're fine. And I'm the person that I like crying. If I feel the need to cry, I will cry. Like I don't suppress it unless as a kid I did it, but like now like if I have to cry, I'll cry. Of course, it's a networking for something. Like I'll hold it together, but I don't have that thing that like oh I can't be sad or I can't.
That's so nice. Maybe Mario did a good.
Listen, Mario.
But I feel like reminding myself that like it's okay to be sad and it's okay to like want to feel sad because I feel like years of therapy too.
That's
But
that's true.
when I'm sad, I allow myself to be sad. I don't like if I'm sad, I don't be like, okay, but I need to get like over it quick. Like I have to be I process the sadness. I allow myself to be sad, and I don't care if it takes like 3 days for it. I'm sad, and then I'm like, okay, like now I'm good. Like I think it's nice sometimes like reminding ourselves that that's normal and that that's okay, and you have like sadness is so like that's why I think I love sadness because it's like in that movie she's so like, oh, you can't be sad, like you're suppressing that, and then once like you finally can feel it, that's when joy comes in, because then after the sadness you'd be happy, like so I think like they are so tied together.
But I have to say that joy, this a chill pill, I don't think this is joy. I think this is ADHD or something.
But I think
this is like anxiety and joy together. I don't think this is joy.
Well, I mean, I think that's the whole point of joy, is that you're supposed to start off liking her, and then you're supposed to kind of, as an adult watching it, you're kind of like, okay, dude, like take a chill pill. But I think, but no, for sure. But I think the thing that's super interesting about Inside Out, and you said it, was that your memories, long term or short term, can be a multicolor of emotions, right? Because you can only find true happiness if you know what sadness is, right? Like you need to know both ends of the spectrum in order to understand what is happiness, right? Like, and I think with a kid, I think Inside Out, it would be a really good movie to show to your kids growing up, because when I was a kid, I went through an educational system where it was like, you suppress your emotions. You're not allowed to be sad. Why should you be sad? Your life is so easy, you know? Why should you be anxious? You have an easy life. You're a child. Like, and I think the thing with Inside Out is it not only teaches kids that it's okay to be sad from time to time, to be fearful, to be angry, but it also educates parents too on dealing with kids' emotions, right? Because like their emotions are so not developed, and that's why Riley's so erratic, because when fear's in charge, he's in charge. It's only fear. Like, I don't know if you know, I noticed this time watching it, but whenever we're in mom's head and the dad's head, sadness controls the main control in mom's head. Anger is dad. And I thought that was interesting, because when you think about it, there are periods in your life where you're more sad, where you're more happy, and sometimes you need the sadness to be there. Sometimes, and the dad, like the whole movie, is frustrated about his job and about the move. And in this movie, the mom is, I'm sure, experiencing her own form of emotion, but she's letting those emotions be alive in that moment. And I think that that's interesting for a kid to see too. I think overall it's just, we don't talk about emotions enough. Our generation's a little bit better about it than our
I feel it's very taboo, at least with my parents' generation. I feel, and I see with my friends' parents too, is like you have to portray yourself in a way that like everything is perfect. Everything is so pretty.
You're the millennial, right?
I am at the end of the cusp. But I am.
So what's it? Zillennial. It's like it's like a subcategory of millennial.
But I just feel like, at least with my parents' generation, they're all like, oh no, we're perfect. We have no problems. We're like an example. Like everything is so like flat. You know, inside your house is completely different, but like to society, it's like you have to be just like happy. You have to be joy. Like you have to be, you know. I think like I like the way that they play joy and sadness in this movie.
Me too.
Because I feel like that's why I thought it was cool that like she understands that like Riley needs sadness, because she allows fear and like anger and disgust to play, but like she doesn't want Riley to be sad. She can react, but she can't like
she can't feel.
She can't, and I love the scene where like sadness understand that she is important, and they're like Riley needs to feel sad for her to find joy like after. Can't. She puts her hand on the console and like it's like bawling, and then she's like, oh, and I'm like, oh,
I love something. Even how they created her.
Apparently every emotion is based on a shape, and she's supposed to be a drop. And then Joy's supposed to be a star. That's why when Joy in the abstract, when she gets all of she's the shape of a star, and sadness is the shape of a drop.
What about fear and the rest?
Fear was supposed to be a brick of fire, and then it's just fire, like just
fear.
Oh, sorry, not fear. Anger, and then fear was supposed to be. It's his hair. The way his hair is designed is the shape, and then broccoli.
And I think it's cool also that like they all have each other's colors. So like
I love that.
I love that, because like then Joy has like the blue hair of sadness glasses are purple, like fear's tie is red, like anger.
Yeah.
And then this Gus have like a scarf that is purple. And then that's what and then I was like, well, but fire, like anger, he doesn't have anything. And then it's because of the white, because the white is a combination of all of them. And when you're angry, you just feel everything. It's a combination of like joy.
Oh, that's how they play.
Yeah, and then he wears like the white shirt. And I was like, this is what I'm saying. It's so deep. Like, it's a kids movie, but it's Pixar, so deep.
Like, they do a very detailed job.
Yeah.
If you could add one more emotion, what emotion would you add and like describe?
Oh my God, that's so good. So they added envy, shame, boredom, and anxiety.
Okay.
He's French, by the way. Boredom in the second movie. He's so French. Like,
oh wait, sorry. Is it a man?
Oh, I'm so curious now.
Oh, it felt like it was a man.
Yeah, no, it's a woman. French. Adele Exarchopoulos.
Yeah, it's definitely a great
her voice
sounds very
unisex. Like you can't, it's very neutral. Like you can't tell. Like I thought it was a guy, but just because the character
that's nice. It makes one by name.
It's like
I love that.
So funny.
Also the other thing that I like saw somewhere, Riley's emotions are different genders or sexes or whatever we call them. Moms and dads are male, female. Yeah. Riley's, because it's a kid, her emotions have different genders.
I never really thought about that. That's so interesting. Right?
It's not, I don't
take
credit. I saw it somewhere.
Yeah. I didn't think about that because anger's. I mean, at least he's wearing pants and a tie, which would identify him as male, and then Disgust is wearing a skirt. Yeah. Well, wait. Yeah. So tell us what emotion would you add?
I think regret is a good one.
Wow! Yeah. Oh my God, I got the chills.
I went deep. Sorry. Yeah. No, it's just that I'm thinking because I feel like growing up, you think that like you regret stuff that you do or that you didn't do.
Embarrassing things.
Yeah, like you regret. But I feel like sometimes, like now, I feel like the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't regret as much as I regretted when I was younger. And there are situations that I'm like, oh, this is so fine.
Yeah.
Like, and things that I'm like, I don't know. I think you learn to let go. Yes. And even if you regret it, I think you can make peace with yourself and be like, well, that was how I was at the time. You learn, you evolve, and you move on.
That's a good one.
I think it's a good one.
I think regret can be a good one.
What about you? They added embarrassment.
They did embarrassment,
shame.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. He's like pink.
Well, you know what? Maybe something like in the realms of being critical, because I'm very critical of myself, like on a constant basis. Like
maybe what's it called?
You can be
judgment.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like an overthinker.
Overthinker or something like that. Because I feel like for me at least, what rules my head constantly is like, even a simple like I'll go have lunch with somebody and we'll talk, and then I'll be like, kind of sounded stupid when I shared my thought about this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I should have probably not said anything.
Yeah, I feel you.
You overthink it, and the other person's like, no, like
you didn't even. Maybe the person didn't even.
Oh
my God, this thing's so nice.
Over there, and I'm thinking like, why did I mention that? I shouldn't have mentioned it. Like, So for me, I think it would be like overthinking, overly critical, something like that.
I think for me, the emotion that would add is curiosity.
Oh, that's such a good one.
Because it can be good, it can be bad, it can be like, I think it's important, curiosity, especially when you're like regulated.
Yeah.
It's one of the most like can be very creative, very explorative as an emotion.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good one.
That's a really good one. I'm a very curious person, like for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, curious. Pixar, if you're listening to us, we need a
And if you create a third movie and you put curiosity, I will sue.
She'll voice curiosity, no problem.
With a Greek accent.
Oh my God. Hey, it's gonna.
Hi, I'm Curiosity Paracopta.
If you could put the emotions into specific roles, like during a production, who would do what on set?
Oh, I love that. Well, Joy for me is either the AD or the director. It's bossy. I'm so sorry. She's like, you do that. You do that.
Yeah, I can see her AD.
I think AD. I think she's for sure the AD. I think Disgust. I think I would say makeup. Anger, grips. For sure. For sure. Like, for
what do you
sure.
mean you have to stand here?
Are we changing this again? Honestly, the first I see is a good one for me.
Yeah.
Or like a PA. I think I can
Oh,
see fear.
okay.
I think a PA.
No, I
It's like
understand.
I think
That would be good.
Sadness?
sadness.
The director. They're all so sad. They write sad stories.
That's
They
actually
tell us how emotional they are.
yeah. Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one.
What
Yeah.
about embarrassment?
Sound. No.
Sound would be boredom.
Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, and I would put, well, I don't know if this is mean, but I was going to say that I would put envy as the actors.
Oh no, I think
I would, but just because how tough they are.
Embarrassment too would fit for
Yeah.
Thailand as well.
It
because
would.
They have to be so vulnerable in comparison
Yeah.
to the rest of the crew.
that's what I was thinking. But maybe
Yeah.
both, like different.
Yeah, and I think producer anxiety. They're like
Oh,
thinking,
yeah.
how they'll be like,
That's
shit, if
what
this
it is.
happens,
Yeah.
if this, I'm gonna
What about the nostalgia? The editor.
So I get to ask the last question, but overall, what was everyone's thoughts and opinions of the movie? Like,
I love it.
yeah.
I love Inside Out. I think it's great. Don't know if they needed a second one, but it's like I like the second one. I think we can explore the emotions, but I love it. I think it's just so cute. Like I don't know, I watch it. It's like that. It felt great, but at the same time, like I'm glad I'm not a kid anymore.
Oh my God. I have a visceral reaction at the end of that movie every time. So it's a hard one to swallow sometimes.
Yeah.
It triggers an emotion in me that I had to step away from the TV the other day and cry in my own corner because I don't like crying in front of people. So I walked away, and something about what Riley's going through reminds me of what I went through at that age.
Do you
So.
still like it now, or
I
mean, do you hate it?
no, I don't. I
Well,
never
she
hate
hated Bing Bong, so
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I think I had higher expectations.
Mm.
It has like a lot of funny moments. I mean, the Big Bang thing. Definitely, there are some parts that I'm like, oh.
You don't like Bing Bong.
There is a moment that Riley goes very, very ready for depression, like for like a very bad. And I know that initially the creator of the wanted to go like that because this film took 5 years apparently to make.
Doesn't surprise me.
And I think they went very like dark, and then they tried to eliminate At some point, I'm like, oh my god, he's going like mentally ill.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't, and I'm like, okay, I'm missing something here.
Yeah.
But overall, I think for when it came out,
Yeah.
it was revolutionary in the way that we started talking about emotions.
Yeah.
And then talking about, okay, it's okay to be sad.
Yeah.
And the mental health,
Element of it.
started. Like, I remember that was around the time that, people were more vocal about their mental health. But yeah, overall, I think it's a cute movie. Yeah.
Wait, by the way, one last note about you and you,
Yeah.
because I find this super interesting. And in terms of like the movie selection doesn't always have to reflect your job or whatever.
Yeah.
But you are somebody who works in camera. You are somebody who works in live action primarily. As
Yeah.
I've known you. And you're the same way because you picked an animation too. You picked an animation, which I found really interesting. It's like you would, we talked about this on the previous episode where it's like you're a DP, so I would automatically assume that maybe you would orientate yourself towards a movie that speaks to you, cinematography.
Yeah.
Or when you watch a movie, do you even think about that? Or do you really just enjoy the process?
It depends.
Yeah.
Like when it's like animation, might be the only form of like expression that I truly don't even remember that I work in film.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't even like nothing comes across. Like I don't look like I'm watching because I want to watch it.
Yeah.
And then every other thing, like a movie, series, like even if I'm watching just to watch it, I'm always analyzing
thinking
it.
about
like
it,
at the back of my mind, I'm always like, oh my god, this shot is so pretty. Like love this light, love this. Like I'm watching, but I'm literally thinking about like it reminds me that I do that for a living. That is my job.
Yeah.
And animation doesn't. So on to our.
So we're gonna have it here. And you can pick.
Pick one.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're stuck on a desert island with a solar-powered DVD player. Which 3 movies do you have with you? It is not gonna be fancy pants. It's
That's
not gonna
okay.
be. I'm
No,
gonna-
I agree with that. You have to spend a good time with
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna choose just guilty pleasure movies.
Yeah.
And so be ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. I would do the second Avatar. She's the man. And Ice Age. One of the Ice Age.
man.
Ice Age's good.
Because that was a kid. So that's my parents' like favorite animation from when I was a
Yeah.
kid. So we always rewatch Ice Age. And the one, probably like the third one, that when he say the water. Have you seen Ice Age?
Yeah.
That when
I
he
saw
drinks
the
the
first
salt, he drinks the salty water and he says, "So salty."
I would pick for sure Mamma Mia. I feel like that'd be a good one to dance on. Like you're on the
yeah.
And then I think I would pick like the 2 other movies I would pick are probably French comedies. One is Astérix and Obélix, which
I've watched it.
you've seen it. It's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And then probably OSS 117.
I probably Cuckoo Panda.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Like Hobbit, Lord of the Rings. Like,
That would be a good one. Yeah,
some
it's
of,
entertaining.
yeah, maybe Hobbit.
Hobbit is good.
And the third one, Birds of Prey.
Oh, okay.
It's like refreshing.
If you could create a holiday based on any movie, which
Movie.
which movie would it be, and what traditions would it include?
Oh.
A holiday?
Mm.
Ooh, something related.
You're talking about
I think something related to food, like a holiday to celebrate food, based on Ratatouille because of food.
I like that. Okay, I would base mine on the film Amadeus. It'd be called Amadeus Day.
Oh.
Everybody would have to wear an 18th century wig.
Adriana, I hate that.
Everybody would have to dress up and be equalness.
Equalness.
And there's a dessert that they eat in that movie. It's the like capezzole di Venere, which is like, I don't know what, it's like a sugary treat.
Yeah.
And they eat it in the movie, and I'm always like, that would be a great holiday where you eat that, you dress like 18th, 17th century
Nice.
people. You gotta wear the wig. You gotta commit to wigs that day. It's all wig day.
Fun.
And
Fun.
it would be on a cold day because it's heavy, you know?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Amadeus Day.
I
And
mean-
you could only listen to Mozart. You can't listen
Oh
to
my
anything
God.
else.
Maybe like the first thing that came up to mind, maybe it's silly, I don't know. But have inspired by my big fat Greek wedding.
Oh my God.
And you have
That's a
you,
great movie to take to an island.
that's it. You should only talk with a Greek accent.
Oh.
What's the funniest or most absurd product placement you've seen or can imagine in a film? Oh my God! No, you guys are gonna have to go first. I can think about
I mean,
it.
that's a very difficult
In a
question.
movie?
I was the first thing that came to mind when I was like writing down the questions. Maybe like I don't know if it's gonna be absurd though, like a sex toy, a weird sex toy. Oh my God! Okay, I don't know if you've ever. Sorry to my little brother who might be watching that episode, but I saw recently on TikTok.
What?
You know how women we have the vibrators?
Yeah.
I saw the equivalent for men.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It is very weird.
You mean the cock ring? I don't know why I did this. Do you mean cock ring?
No. No, because this sometimes it means that you can use it with together.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like they can do it by themselves mostly.
Mm.
It was in the butt?
No, Adriana. It's like
Like a vagina?
there are things like that, but I saw a more
Oh.
mechanical one.
Oh, so
But
like
they-
it's a vagina.
You can have the more
I
realistic.
don't know why
thing.
I thought of butts right away.
Yeah, I don't know either. But okay, let it slide. But this one didn't look like any like a female anatomy, anatomical shape, whatever
Yeah.
it's called. It was kind of like, you know, when you go for camping, you have these lights. So it was like this. And then
Can I ask you a question? Why did you see this?
the algorithm. Man. So anyway, this thing, you know, when you go for camping and sometimes there is this light.
Yeah.
like this, like a tube.
Yeah.
And he has something inside that it spins. So it mimics
Like a helicopter.
I don't know.
And then you take off.
No, it spins like inside. You know, like spin. Like,
I know.
I think it
just
mimics.
picturing a guy butt naked with his penis in a mechanical thing.
Might as well just buy a sensor thing and put it there.
Oh, the mixer!
No, remove the thing and just leave it there.
But anyway, the technology, I guess, is that it mimics the friction, the movement, whatever.
Oh my god.
But why am I saying that? What was the question?
Product placement. Weird product
Yeah, maybe that can be.
That's okay. Like, I think absurd ones that I've seen is like, I don't know, like the character in the movie is like, I don't know, like let's say I hate it's such a healthy person, like it's a vegan, you know, and then it starts eating meat, you know, or like there's like a product placement of meat.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, big controversial stuff that, like, if you make, let's say, a character vegan, and then you have, like, well, you should buy the sausage from, you know, we're eating sausage from this place. Like, I mean,
That's a good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
what about you?
Oh.
What if your characters? This is the thing with movies. Everybody's perfect. No one has issues.
Yeah.
And I'm just picturing the oddest thing you could do, right? It's like, comes over, it's like, how's it going, dude? Like, listen, I got hemorrhoids, and I'm using this hemorrhoid cream. Dr. Frank's hemorrhoid cream. It's amazing. Have you tried it? Imagine.
Oh wow, that's
Have you tried it? And then the character would be like, that's some good hemorrhoid cream. Let's do one more.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
You're going to love this
no.
one.
Oh.
If you had to pitch a movie starring an inanimate object,
Oh, my God.
what would it be and what's the plot? Well,
Oh my
mine Mario. And what's the plot? Truman Show. The plot of the Truman Show, where like he thinks that, you know, he's a doll and everyone is humans, but no, he's actually the human. We're all dolls.
I love that.
So he doesn't talk or anything because like he can't, but he actually, you know, he's a human being. He can do anything. And
Wow.
and everything's in his head. My
Yeah,
God.
one more.
Okay, I'll do orange this time.
Kelly loves this part. I think she just loves the questions.
Oh my God. What's the most ridiculous crossover film idea you can think of involving characters from two different universes? Cruella meets like the Inside Out like characters.
Oh.
Them in their mind. What's the
In
Cruella's
her mind.
Yeah, what's Cruella's mind
Oh, I
like?
like
That's-
that.
Yeah, me too.
Cruella with Inside Out. Like
Okay.
what's going on in her head?
I feel like I would do an extreme. Like I would put the Joker and
Little
the
Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine. Oh my God! Yes, that's a good combo. He might murder her, but like it might be a great movie.
I think that Gandalf with Michael Jordan from Space Jam. I think that could be an interesting. I don't know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good one.
Go from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. I like it. These were good.
Yep.
Well, I think that concludes our show.
Any last thoughts, opinions, something you wanna share?
They are amazing. Watch Creative Olives. Okay, and
But if you ever need an AC, Cam Op, DP, friend extraordinaire, Laisa.
hire me.
And that's a wrap. That's a wrap.